Hey guys, I want to talk about when I was on all that psychiatric medication, how I thought I was, my mom convinced me to take the psychiatric medication because I was hearing voices and having hallucinations, and I don't know if she knew. Everybody knew that drinking alcohol but me, since and taking drugs could cause you to hallucinate or hear things. Everybody knew but me, because I was isolated. I didn't have too much of a social circle. I didn't really have outside people in my life, but I had siblings that was also, substance abusers, but they didn't tell me what they was going through. Well, what I'm saying is that when I was on this psychiatric medication, these two particular women that I talked to in my family, they would always compete with me. Like if I do something, the women, they would say, well, I don't do that. They would say, well, I don't act like that. And I'm saying to myself, y'all know that so-called mentally disturbed. Why would you compare yourself to a person that's supposed to be a paranoid schizophrenic? Why would you say you don't do what I do when you told me I was crazy, when you know that I take medication for being mentally disturbed? These two women, when the doctor gave me Ambien sleeping pills, I didn't know it was a narcotic. I didn't even know what narcotic was, and I kept popping them. And then another family member said, well, at least I don't do that. And then it was things I would do. Like I would have situation with men. Well, I don't, but I'm out of my mind. That's why I do it. So why would you compete? Why would you compare yourself to me when I'm supposed to be crazy? So I'm saying all this to say that even though I was labeled mentally disturbed, these women, they were comfortable. I mean, sometimes, they would know what I was going through. They would know. I don't know why I wasn't alert to what was going on, knowing that the medication was causing me to act the way I was acting. I just don't know. I just didn't get it. It wasn't time. I believe God wanted me to go through that, and he wasn't ready to wake me up. But these women, they were they knew what was going on. Like one woman, I had a dream. I feel like I was on embalming fluid. I was on embalming fluid. The drugs I was taking the psychiatric medication, the highest milligrams. I was popping diet pills, sleeping pills, pain pills. I'm surprised I'm alive. And it was all, I'm surprised I was killing myself. And these women, they didn't know to the extent. They knew the medication was causing me to act like that. They enjoyed seeing me go through these things. It's like they enjoyed seeing me go through it. They would call me up on the phone. One time I had a dream that I was on all these medication to maintain my weight, because the psychiatric medication, they make you gain weight. So I was popping diet pills to control the psychiatric medication. Well, anyway, I had a dream that I was big, And my big self was sitting on the bed looking at my skinny self. And the person, I didn't even tell and I was telling the big person that was me. I was telling that big person, get out of here, go away. And the person, I didn't even tell the person, I told the person my dream, but I was fighting. Then the person said, well, you was fighting yourself. And I'm like, how did they know that I was fighting the big part of myself? And then one time the medication was causing me, it was causing me, panic. So I was telling a family member, and they were saying, what you doing, pacing up and down? And I was saying, yeah. And I was wondering, how did that person know what was going on? But anyway, I would come into lump sums of money, and I wasn't in my right state of mind. I did not know what to do with the money that I would come into. I mean, I would buy a vehicle, but I'm saying, and then the person would know, oh, that money gonna be gone. You gonna spend that money. And then this certain member, they will always watch my money. Every time I would go out and get some money, and I would go to the store, to the market, to the mall or something, when I get to the cash register, this member of the family, they will always be on the phone with me every time I spend my money. So I don't know. I don't know why they was watching. I don't know if they had a hex on my money or whatever. But I remember this certain member, and I keep saying, I kept losing money going towards that person. One time that person told me to drive my car and meet them downtown, and they was going to sell me some boots. So when I got down there, they didn't have the boots. But anyway, they just wanted me to hang out with them. They that member liked it to feed off my energy. So, and I got a parking ticket, and it costed $45. And the member knew that I really didn't have any money. I came out there to meet that person, and then this guy that I was dating with said that person should have, offered to pay half or something, but they just seen me lose the money. And then one time I bought a pair of shoes off the person, and I wasn't ready to put the family member. So I sent the person the money in the mail. I sent the person $40. And then the person said, well, I didn't get the $40. Then I said, well, okay, I'll send you another $40. So I sent them $80. I lost $80 in the mail. They didn't even get they said they got it. And then one time I was going over to that person's house, and then I lost $43. I was putting money on filling up my Metro card, and then I lost $43. So I don't know what it's about. Every time I go towards that family member, I would lose money, and it would all be in the 40s. So I don't know what's up with that. And that person was very abusive. I love the person dearly, but it was and like I said, somebody would say to me, well, it don't make sense. You was in a marital relationship and the man was mistreating you. What people don't understand is that when you grow up in an abusive relationship, abuse is acceptable. Like growing up, when my mom would physically discipline me, I would feel bad that I disappointed her. I would feel I was hurt that I hurted her, so I wanted to be perfect so that she could be happy. I wanted to do what she said so that she could be happy. So abuse was acceptable to me. So when I was raised, abuse was acceptable. I associated when people abuse me, like when my mom abused me, or when I got abused, I thought that it was love. Like when the man was physically abusing me, oh, he had a bad day, but I really didn't too much try to please him. but it was acceptable. I don't know how to explain that. And so with all the people, they were, when I was on this medication, people was tapping into my energy and they was emotionally abusing me. And then like abuse was acceptable, because I was accustomed to it. I associated abuse with love. Like I said, if your parent is physically abusing you, and then when you go outside in a relationship, it's acceptable. And then when my mom would emotionally abuse me, say things to me that hurt my feelings, I was accustomed. I was being groomed to accept emotional abuse. And then it would be so painful. And then I got into recovery, and then I learned to work on myself, and then I learned that abuse, the acceptable became unacceptable. So like I was saying, and the family member, we were going separate ways when I started to work on myself. They were looking for friends, and I would say to myself, they lived in another side of town of Brooklyn. They would come to Brooklyn, be right in my neighborhood, never come to visit me. That really hurt it. But anyway, the person would make me feel bad about myself every time I would find friends. And they would say, well, because I was a family-oriented person and I loved it family. And then whenever I would go outside to try to get friends outside the family, the person would make me feel bad. And then I realized that that person was taking advantage of my kindness and my goodness, and they was robbing me of my energy. Whenever that person would feel bad, I would say whatever I could to lift that person up. And then whenever I would try to, feel good, that person would say something to bring me down back to their level of their misery. And it was, I wish the best for people that emotionally abuse me. And as far as my mom, I have a spiritual relationship with her. I feel like spiritually she loves me, but on a physical, mental level, I feel like my mom needs help, and she was telling me I needed help. She was sending me to get the psychiatric medication when she is the one that really needed the medication. And I believe she figured if I took it, it would help her feel better about herself. But the things that she was doing to me, and I don't even know how her relationship is with my other siblings, but it wasn't, she's the one that needed the medication. And I don't know what's going on with that, but I love my mom, and a lot of people get offended when you talk about the things that your parents done to you. They feel like you should, they don't want to hear it. Sometimes, like if I would tell people what my mom did to me, she takes advantage of that title of being a mom. She would tell people that I was crazy, and people would buy it because it's unbelievable the things that my mom would do to me. But everything my mom has done to me was a blessing. Even when I would accuse her of, being in a relationship with the man I was married to, or a man that I'm dating, it was a blessing, because if they were attracted to her spiritually, she was letting me know that that person wasn't any good for me. So I couldn't think for myself. I wasn't in my right state of mind being on all that psychiatric medication. So I would get a date and I would know that person wasn't right for me if my mom would flirt with them and they would accept her advances. So that's how I chose my dates. I would introduce them to my mom and I would know they wasn't right for me because I couldn't think. I didn't know how to choose a relationship. And then when I told my mom I'm not taking that psychiatric medication anymore, she told me, she said, you're gonna need it. She was very upset that I wasn't taking this. I stopped taking that psychiatric medication. And then when I stopped talking to her, she told, you know, my son and Katrina, every time Katrina stopped taking that medication, she don't talk to me anymore. That's not true because I never stopped taking the medication anymore. And I would always try to prove to people that she's not telling the truth. But I did not know that the truth would come out. I did not have to try to prove to everybody that I wasn't crazy. Everybody already knew that my mom was jealous of me, but none of us wanted to admit it. You know, she's I'm the woman that she would tell everybody I wanted to be like her, but it wasn't. It was her that wanted to be like me. It's like I admire my mom. I admire her style. And what I admire about my mom is that she don't care about people's feelings. I mean, if a person died, they're just dead. My mother don't care who it is. They're just dead. I don't know how she feel, but she don't show any emotions. And I wish I didn't care about certain people, but I care about people's feelings. I can't do anything about it. I'm not going to change who I am just because a person feeling is hurt, but I care. But my mom don't care. We are totally the opposite. And I really do love her. Just because I talk about the things she's done to me in my life, that doesn't mean that I love her. I mean, I'm talking about it to just in case somebody else is living like this, and to let somebody know that they're not alone, because it's very unusual for your mom to be abusive, emotionally abusive to you, and it's not unique. Other women are suffering like that. It's like my mom don't like, well, anyway, she has, her problem is with God. It's not with me. I mean, she resent the way I think. She don't want me to have my own mind. And I really feel sorry for her that all her life, you know, she focused, she watched me. The man she was married to, he would buy her all kinds of things and buy her all these fabulous things, but she couldn't do anything. She couldn't enjoy it. So only thing she could do was watch me live my life, and you know, and watch me be happy. She told me I was miserable. I didn't even know what depression was. I was who she told me what she told me I was. That's who I was. And come to find out, I was never depressed. I was always happy, but I didn't know what happiness meant. I'm just finding out. Okay, so this is just this is for my YouTube channel, and I'm just bringing y'all something about me with drug-induced psychosis and what I was going through. And okay, guys.